Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Robbie with me. We've just beaten Everton 2-0. It is pre-season. Gabriel Jesus and Saka with the goals. What do you take from the performance today, Robbie? Were you impressed with what you saw?
Yeah, very impressed with some players, not everybody. But Gabriel Jesus, very impressed with him. Looked sharp, took his goal brilliantly, the touch, the finish right up into the roof of the net. He's looking confident. We got a player here. I'm really, really happy with what I've seen so far, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do for Arsenal. But I think this is a good signing. It may be one of those signings that we don't even realise yet how good a business we've done in securing him, because it's not your sexy signing because he hasn't come. If we'd have signed Gabriel Jesus from abroad, if he was playing at Benfica, if he was playing at Real Madrid, Barcelona, and we signed him, we'd all be going, wow, if we'd have signed him from Brazil. But because we've seen him over the years playing at Man City, we know he's good, we know he's a quality player, but we're not as, just naturally, we just got this thing because we it's not the unknown. But I'm telling you, I think we have made an unbelievable signing, and we are going to be really happy with this guy. So at the moment, he keeps fingers crossed, he stays injury free, he keeps it going. But so far, pre-season, he has looked so sharp and so good. And that's a great signing so far.
There'll be a portion of people saying, Robbie, let's not get carried away. It's pre-season.
It's not me being carried away. You know what I mean? Because it is only pre-season. It is still early. And he's got to be able to replicate this when we go into the Premier League. And we know it's friendlies are different to, that first game at Palace when they're going to be pressing the life out of us. But I am liking what I see with this guy, and we've seen him do it over the years. It's not like we're getting a player where we're thinking, oh, how's he going to adapt? He's not going to need to adapt. He's done it. He's done it in the Premier League. And this is why I like when we got Premier League proven players sometimes. So at the moment, I'm liking what I see from Gabriel.
Have you been surprised with his goal scoring record? He scored 3 goals now in 2 games. And people questioned when we signed, listen, he hasn't scored many goals and he hasn't hit 15 goals in the league. Are you surprised how good he is with his finishing? Because some of the goals have been quality from him as well.
Not surprised at all. As I said, you've got some players sometimes that, as I said, you've seen him in the Premier League over the years. So Mane, when he went to Liverpool, right? We already saw Mane scoring goals at Southampton, but he didn't have as much quality around him. Went to Liverpool, and wow, look what he did. Bigger stage, bigger, Not that Jesus is coming with more quality around him, because he had loads of quality, but he had the players that he had around him sometimes kept him out of the team and kept him out of the spotlight. Now he's going to be the main guy, you know what I mean? So I think we're going to see more goals from him. Now, as I said, there are players that just, when they get that spotlight on them, they thrive in it. And I just think Jesus is going to be one of those players. And remember as well, which is a good thing, is that all of these Brazilian players, this is a World Cup year.
Yeah, they're going to be proven.
They want to be on it.
Yeah.
They want to be on it. They want to be doing well, because they want to get into that World Cup squad. And so I think Jesus is a great signing.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. Let's speak about a player that we've been waiting to see. Centre-back William Saliba. We saw him today, got a lot of minutes. Let's just give me your thoughts on his performance, and just talk to me about, Ben White in him. Is there a conversation to say that Saliba might be edging to be that first choice over Ben White? Has Ben White got to worry?
Well, it shouldn't be Ben White having to worry. It should be competition for places, you know what I mean? And they're both centre-backs, you know what I mean? They're both going to be competing for that number 1 spot in the team. I think, it bodes well. That's what I want to see at Arsenal. I hate when fans say, oh, but what are we going to do now with Ben White, or what are we going to do? No, let them compete to start. Let each of them know that if they're not on job, he ain't playing. Look at Laporte. He's had to work his way at City to get, into a starting position. Nathan Ake, who was at Bournemouth, is starting every week, has gone to City's, he's had to earn a start. That's what I want to see with Saliba. He's got to earn it as well. Not just because he was a player of the year, young player of the year in France, that you just walk into the team. You've got to show that you're better than Ben White, week in, week out, on a consistent level for you to start. And that's how I want to see Arsenal start operating. When we start operating like that, we become a much better team. So Saliba, he played really well today. Looked very, very comfortable. Yeah, I really like what I saw. It's good signs, you know what I mean? But again, still friendlies, still a long way to go. And I hope he works hard and works his way into the team. I hear a lot of fans say, right, Saliba's in. How can you say that? Let's wait and see first. We've not seen how he's going to cope with the situation of games. And I like the fact that he doesn't have to be rushed in right from the start. You can ease him in.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of fixtures coming up this season that they both can play, and Ben White and Saliba in the cups and whatnot. Yeah. Let's just discuss the two halves to kind of finish up here. The two halves were very different. Positives from the first half, we saw a really strong 11, and then the second half was a drop in quality there. But it's just your thoughts on both the halves there, and is there anything to worry about there or not?
Well, the first half, I think you saw a lot of the players that are going to be the mainstay guys, you know what I mean, and starters like, Partey, Xhaka probably, these are more or less the guys that will make up the main part of the squad. Yeah. In the second half, you saw a lot of fringe players and players that are on their way out. And I was saying to James, who was doing a full-time show, it must be quite difficult for those players as well, because you think to yourself, if you're a player like Hector Bellerin, you think to yourself, do I go full pelt in to try and prove to the manager that, actually you shouldn't be starting Tomiyasu, start me? Or do I preserve myself a bit because, I've got a possible move to Real Betis or a possible move to Valencia? Yeah. So, and that's the same for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And that's the same for Reece Nelson and all these players that are playing in that second half. They're a bit in limbo land. Yeah, so I'm not going to judge them too harshly on their performances. They didn't look great. I didn't think Bellerin, if I was looking at players and I'm saying, right, let's take forward, maybe I'll keep you. I wouldn't look at Bellerin or Maitland-Niles or even Reece in that first house, or Pepe as well. He's another one who starts to fall into that category. I wouldn't look on any of their performances and say, you know what? Maybe if I'm Arteta and say, maybe I need to change my mind on these guys, because, the one I would look on and say, let me have a little think about this, is Pablo Mari. Okay. Because I thought he played well. He's a left-footed centre-back. We've only got one in Gabriel, left-footed centre-back. You can play with two right-footed, but, in an ideal world. And he looked very comfortable. I think he's been very unlucky with injuries last season. He went away on loan and he was excellent on loan. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, he's here already. We could save a bit of money just keeping him, and then we have like 5 centre-backs. It's a long season.
But is that too much, Rob? 5 centre-backs. Rob Holding, Pablo Mari, Saliba, Ben White, Gabriel. Too much, or would you say you're going to need them?
Because I think it's a long season. I think this season, there's a few things to consider, right? And number one, obviously we know about the 5 substitutions. The World Cup is coming, right? Now, Gabriel will be at the World Cup probably with Brazil. Ben White will be at the World Cup with England. Saliba will probably be at the World Cup with France. But if you had a Pablo Mari and a Holding, they're not at the World Cup. So, and that when you come back, that Boxing Day, January, will those players that have been at the World Cup be ready for that? I mean, we see when players go for a summer World Cup, when it takes them ages to get back up to speed. So it's something to consider. That's why I was even looking at the signing of Zinchenko, and I'm saying, Zinchenko, Ukrainian, won't be at the World Cup, so we'll be able to keep playing. But there's a lot of our players are going to be at the World Cup. What are they going to be like after it? Sure. So Pablo Mari might not be a bad shout to keep. I don't think we are going to keep him, because there's a lot of clubs after him and we'll get money for him. Even AC Milan are interested in him now. So I think he will go because, we get like a 10, 15 million for him. But out of all the players playing today in that second half that are on the fringes, he was the only one I looked at and thought, maybe a shout to keep him. But all the rest did not put up a good argument to say, keep those players. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.